this week's video, we're going to talk about our regrets, things that we may have done differently, and what we really love about our VW T6 campervan. So if you're thinking about buying a van for the first time, changing your existing one, or just want to know whether we're happy with our decision to buy this one after downsizing from a motorhome, or how we'd make the space work as a family of four, then this is for you. We just want to point out that everything we're about to say is based on our own experiences and opinions. We're certainly not experts and we don't claim to be. Hope you enjoy.
About this time last year, we had a bit of a dilemma. We had our 6-berth motorhome, which was a 2005 Fiat Ducato. We absolutely loved it. We'd had some awesome trips that year in it, hadn't we? Mm-hmm. We'd been to, we did like a really good tour of Scotland, all around Scotland, in April, which was really good. And we saw all the weather of Scotland as well, and that was great. We also went to Disneyland and stayed in the car park, which I recommend if you've got a camper van of any kind, because it saves on paying, you know,
so much cheaper.
A life savings on a hotel. And we also went to the French Alps as well in the summer, which was awesome. So we'd had some really good trips and loads of good weekends away. Mm-hmm. But the issue is with it was 20 years old, and it was having a fair few problems. Every time we went away in it, it was always an anxiety, wasn't there, that it was going to break down.
Yeah.
And it did break down. It broke down the first time we actually broke down on the journey home the first time I went to pick it up.
Yeah. And when we went to Scotland, it played up on the drive up, do you remember, with all the smoke?
Yeah, it had a few, it did have issues. So it was always an anxiety thing, and we wanted something that was going to be more reliable. So this time last year, we had a car that was on like a finance deal thing that was coming up, which we didn't really like. Didn't want to be paying out monthly for the car anymore, and a van. So we decided to just consolidate campervan, car, T6. So the other thing with the motorhome was planning. Whenever you went anywhere, you'd have to kind of plan your journey to make sure that A, you were going to fit on the roads, B, that you were going to fit in the campsite, and C, that the campsite was basically wherever it was you were wanting to go, because kind of once you pitched up in the motorhome, you were kind of almost stuck there really, because it wasn't the most manoeuvrable of vehicles. So we wanted something that would give us a lot more flexibility. One of the main things people talk about when they have a camper van is the freedom that it gives you to just at a drop of a hat just go away for the weekend, or go and do something. But one of the issues that we had with the motorhome is that we couldn't actually store it at home. We had to, luckily I was able to store it at my parents' house, but unfortunately that is about a 15-20 mile drive away. So every time we did want to go away in it, we'd have to sort of arrange going to pick it up and drive it all the way over.
Or pack the car up, then unload the car and pack the motorhome up.
Yeah, so it just kind of like added loads of time onto the trips really. So we wanted something that was sort of going to be a lot easier and a lot quicker for us.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you our kitchen in the van. So we've got a tap, 2 hob burner. The tap is just cold water. We don't have hot water, but that's fine. So here we have the Dometic fridge, which is very small, but it's absolutely fine. So then we went for this storage, where we've got 2 cupboards at the top, where we keep some bowls and generally food. In this one, same in this one really. It's usually full of food when we're going away. Pack quite a bit in there. Okay, here we have a drop down. It goes down quite quite deep, so we can get most of our kitchen stuff in there, like saucepans, pots and pans, glasses. Usually pop the wine in there because it keeps it quite still when we're driving. So here is a nice storage cupboard where we keep our cups and glasses. We have 2 kettles. We have one that we plug in when we're plugged in on pitch, and then we have the gas kettle as well. We also keep things like fans for when it's hot, kitchen roll. We also usually shove different food bits in there as well. But one of the main conversion options we did slightly different to some people is here there would usually be one of those oven type microwave contraptions here, which we did have in the motorhome, but we never used it. So we just thought we'd rather have way more storage space. So we're so glad we did that, because we actually often take the air fryer with us and we just have it on the top here plugged in. And then finally underneath we have just another storage. This goes straight onto the floor. We have plates, we have lots of different cleaning products that we just keep in here, plates, and then just torches, bits like that in there really. So this is our cutlery drawer. It only goes to about here because of the sink. So it is a very small cutlery drawer. So what we do is we keep all our knives and forks in here, stops them from rattling around, and we know where they are, easy to get at. It keeps them neat and tidy in there, so that's a good tip. And then all the other bits, we kind of scissors, different bits and bobs, a lighter, screwdriver, bottle opener, we keep those in there. So this is the timber unit. It's got a pull-up opening here. As you can see, also a light comes on, not that you can see that from here, because it's packed currently with our sleeping bags. It's usually easy to access because we have this made as the bed, but you get a lot in here. We usually keep our clothes, and that is pretty much all we keep in here actually. The clothes are all piled up in our packing cubes, so they're packed up there in the packing cubes, and each morning I get them all out, dish out the clothes and put them back in, and we've got into quite a good routine with that now, so it works really well. So that's all clothes in there, but currently they've got our sleeping bags in.
Okay, so a lot of people said to us before we got this van that it would be too small as a family of 4.
Thinking like, why are you going from a nice big motorhome with loads of space, and we had built-in bunk beds ready made up, but we obviously made that decision, and we did have to really think about whether we would all be able to sleep in it comfortably.
And we sleep absolutely fine. How we do it is you and Celeste, our youngest daughter, sleep down here on the rib beds. We find that we don't need a mattress topper for that because it's actually comfortable enough. When you flip the rib bed over, you guys sleep
I've
fine.
been fine with it, yeah.
Because it's padded on the other side, so it is comfortable.
So you don't get the dips like you do in the rock and roll bed, so it's so much more comfortable.
Yeah, and we've got a duvet up in the pop top, which we keep there permanently. Me and our eldest son Lucian sleep up there. We find it plenty of space for us up there, and it's really comfortable as well. So I mean, obviously it is a bit smaller, well, it's a lot smaller in here than in the motorhome, and if for instance it's raining or whatever and we're all stuck in the van, it can be a game of human Tetris sometimes to get to different things, but you learn to live with that, and at the end of the day it encourages you to be sat outside more, and the whole point of getting one of these surely is to go and enjoy the great outdoors a bit more. So yeah, we find that it's absolutely fine, don't we, as a family of 4. Would we ever get a bigger van in the future? Who knows, maybe, but at the moment for us this is absolutely fine.
Okay, so one of the main reasons we went for the rib bed, not only for the comfort, it was also because you get so much more boot space, and if you're planning on having or buying a van and using it as your daily driver, it gives you so much more room to use it for when you go supermarket shopping, because you can just put everything on here. Whereas with a rib bed, I believe the boot you only get from about here to here, where you can actually have boot space. And this makes a really cool like little thing where the kids can come sometimes sit on here, take their shoes off, put their shoes on, that kind of thing. So when we go away, we can not only fit 2 massive paddle boards, we usually have all our chairs, the rug, which takes up quite a bit of room, windbreak, toys for the kids. Lucian has this badminton set that fits in there, and then we have all of our sleeping bags piled up here, our pillows. So we just have so much more room and scope for when we go away.
So one of the questions that we always get asked as well is, what is it like to drive? And I mean, personally, I think we'd both say this. It handles as well as a car. The handling's really good. It's fine driving it around town. It accelerates really well. It can hold motorway speeds, no problem at all. You've got good visibility. So yeah, it's really nice to drive, and you know, so much better than the motorhome to drive. Go on then. And sorry, just idiot drivers on the road. Miles per gallon is generally pretty good. We usually get about 35 to 40 miles per gallon on longer trips, so it's pretty good for that. It's 4.9 meters long and 2.1 meters high, so it will fit in pretty much any car parks. It can always fit in any car parking spaces. Occasionally we do find that there are a couple of car parks around town that have got height restrictions that we can't get into, but they're very few and far between. So as a daily driver, it's absolutely fine. Like, in fact, it's brilliant to have this as a daily driver, because you've got your kitchen and your fridge and you know, basically a living room in the back at all times, which is really handy. So I love it for that. And also when you're going away for the weekend or on holiday or whatever, it's perfect as well, because it just drives so nicely and nowhere's off limits. We can go wherever we want in this, and we've got confidence that it's going to get us there and get us there in a decent time, and we're not going to have any problems. So yeah, it's fine. So another thing that I just wanted to say about was, when you're buying a camper van, a lot of the time you'll find that the base vehicle is, you know, usually a couple of years old, fairly high mileage, which for most VW vans is going to be okay, to be honest with you, I think. But we have had a few problems with this one, and unfortunately we didn't have a warranty on the actual vehicle itself. We only had a warranty on the conversion through the company that we purchased through. So we knew that going into it, so you know, that's kind of our fault, it's on us. But since we've had it, we've had to get a couple of sensors replaced, because they were giving incorrect readings, so we've done that. We've had to have DPF cleaned a couple of times, and also, most expensively, we had to get the EGR valve replaced as well, which hurt, to be honest with you. So the only thing I would say is, you know, if you're looking at a base vehicle, make sure that obviously it's got a good service history. Check things like the DPF. Take a OBD2 reader with you as well, and just see if there's any pending faults or anything like that, as it could end up being quite an expensive thing. So the only sort of recommendation that I would give really is try and get one with a warranty if you can, because it will just give you that peace of mind. You know, we've had to unfortunately spend out a little bit of money on repairs for this one, and even now still the engine management light comes on from time to time, just randomly, but I've just got into the habit now of just clearing it off, and it'll stay off for a while and then come back on again, which, you know, isn't ideal. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. I would also say that when you're looking at conversion companies as well, if you're looking to get one converted for you, it might be worth looking at ones that have got you know, a bit more established, maybe a lot more reviews. The company that we went with was a fairly new company, and they were offering to do the layout all customized to us, and they were fairly local to us, so we kind of went with them. But to be honest with you, they've not been the best in terms of service. I'm not going to slate them. because I don't think that's fair. They did a few things good, a few things bad, but yeah, I certainly don't recommend them, and I'm not going to name them either. So yeah, look at conversion companies that have got loads of good reviews, loads of good feedback, and offer a warranty if you're going to go down that route. So just to summarise then, do we regret downsizing from the motorhome to the T6? What do you think?
I don't regret it at all. I think it was a great decision. The motorhome was good for that period of our life, but now I just feel like having the smaller van works so much better for us day to day, and going away we get there so much quicker because the motorhome was really slow, and although we don't have as much room inside the van, it just encourages us to spend more time outside the van in nature. And the inside of the van I actually kind of prefer. It's easier to keep clean, not maybe much easier to keep tidy, but it's quick to tidy, it's quick to put bits away, and yeah, I just really enjoy it.
Yeah, and not only that, it's just like the accessibility. With a motorhome, you always have the anxiety of, are you going to fit in a car park, are you going to be able to get there, you know, those kind of things. Whereas with this, it's, you know that that's never going to be an issue. So I think, yeah, having a smaller van is a lot more advantageous than having a big, large motorhome for camping trips and things like that.
One day I might want a bigger van, but at the minute this is perfect because we can use it as our daily driver. Do we regret specifically getting this van? You can answer that.
Yeah, so we don't regret getting a T6 because for us, I actually think it's like the perfect size, because it's, you know, it's not too big and it's just about the right size to sort of have as your daily driver, and it's just about big enough to have as, like, you know, a camper van that you go away in as well. So I think it's like that sweet spot really, in terms of size. As I mentioned earlier, we have had a couple of problems with it. So if we'd have known those things in advance, which obviously you never can, but if we had known those things in advance, we probably would have, you know, got it elsewhere. But that said, the conversion itself, like the cabinets and stuff that they've put in, are all really good. We're really happy with the finish of it,
the look
and
of
how
everything.
it looks. So yeah, generally speaking, I'd say we're pretty happy with it, and yeah, we're, you know, convinced that we've made the right decision buying it, and we don't regret it at all.
So the final thing we're going to talk about is how it has improved our lifestyle in general, really.
Yeah, and I mean, the great thing about it is, as we've spoken about quite a lot, is it's opened up the countryside to us so much. It just means that we've always got something to look forward to. We can always book like a little weekend away, even like right at the last minute, and book a campsite for what, you know, £20-30 a night or something like that. So it's not expensive really, and that's just great for our sort of mental health more than anything. Getting out into the countryside, having some walks, seeing new things.
Even in the winter.
Yeah, even in the winter, it's great for the kids to just be able to, you know, go to a campsite and just run around and be free. And for us, you know, just being out in the countryside and out in nature is good for your mental health. So having that thing where we've always got something to look forward to and we've always got something booked in is just brilliant for us, and we wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah, because previously we'd have one holiday a year and that would be it, whereas now, I can't even count how many little breaks we've had this year.
Yeah, and that's the thing, when you get one of these, you're kind of buying the lifestyle as well, not just a van.
So let us know if you use yours as a daily driver, or would you use yours as a daily driver if you got one?
Yeah, and also, if you have a van at the minute and you were going to change it, would you go bigger or would you go smaller? Let us know in the comments, we'd love to know. But that's it, that's the end of this week's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's been a little bit different, perhaps not as exciting as our usual content, but we appreciate you watching, so thanks so much. If you could give us a like if you've enjoyed the video, maybe even hit the new hype button as well for us, we'd really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.